Hey guys, welcome to the Black Film Guild. And today I'm going to be reviewing a really cool recorder slash monitor. It's the Shogun Flame from Atomos. And what this thing does that's really cool is that you can use it as a monitor, but it also has the capability of taking the raw signal from your camera and putting out that raw signal onto the external recorder. So a lot of people might use a C300 Mark II, which is shoots in a compressed codec, and then transfer that through SDI to your Atomos in order to get the raw signal, 4K raw, or what have you, right onto the Atomos. And for me personally, I don't like shooting with raw because the post-production process is just very, very intensive. And I have a really powerful computer, but even my computer kind of struggles with it sometimes. And I just personally don't like that whole workflow. So if you're looking to learn more about the raw aspect, there's a ton of different reviews out there for that, but I'm gonna more review this for my workflow. And so just to jump right into it, I wanna go ahead and let you guys know what I went ahead and did. So I do have the Atomos Shogun Flame here, and then what I'm using is their recommended SD cards, and that's what this thing takes. It takes SD cards, and then they also have an SD card reader. So these are the things that I'm using just to show you guys how it works. You'll put this into the Shogun Flame, and then once you're done and you want to take it into post into your computer, you'll use this bay. You'll put your SD card inside the bay, and then from there you'll plug in through. They give you the cables and everything. You'll plug this into your computer through USB, probably 3.0, and then from there you can go ahead and drag your files into your folders or your appropriate bins, and then continue your workflow from there. So just to go ahead and show you guys what I did with it is I went ahead and took the Shogun Flame here. And so what you'll do is you'll see you have the SSD here. On the back part here is a port for it. You just slide it in. It's really cool how easy this is. They did a really good job with just the ergonomics and the way it works so fluidly. And so it has two bays here for batteries. And these are just like your basic small Sony bricks. You can get these for like 40 bucks. I have like 10 of them because a lot of my lights actually use these batteries. So I have a bunch of these batteries laying around, which is great because it just goes right on here. This will give you probably a couple hours of battery life, but you can use multiple ones. You can use dual ones. And that way, if one is going out, you can just take it off without it ever, with the recording continuously running. So that's kind of cool that you don't have to stop production if one of the batteries goes out. And so what you would do if you want the 4K signal is that you would actually use the SDI out in order to get the signal from the camera and plug it into and plug that 4K raw signal into the Shogun. But what I did here is, because I tend to use compressed, and for the sake of just the whole workflow here, I actually just ended up using their HDMI port. And I use the HDMI port. You just plug it in right here, and then from there you would go ahead and do the workflow from your camera. So it also comes with this really cool case, and you'll see here that they also come with this little XLR port. This will go into the Shogun, and it gives you two ports for your audio, which is really cool. And it comes with a charger, and then also a couple of other wall outlets if you're shooting in a foreign country. And then, like I talked about earlier, these are the two types of caddies: the Atomos Master Caddy for 4K, and then the Series Reader. We talked about those a little earlier. So jumping right into it, I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of the experiences that I had with the Flame, what I recommend using it for in the future, and what I think about it as a whole. So just so you guys are aware, I went ahead and used this for about a day or two, just seeing how I felt with it, and I really, really like the Shogun more as a monitor for me, because I personally don't like shooting in RAW. I think this is a very powerful machine, and for people who do like to shoot RAW, it probably has a lot more capability. But one of the things that I really, really liked about this that I was not expecting to like so much was the fact that the screen was just so bright and the monitor was so large. It makes it hard for me to go back to looking at the screen that's on the 5D Mark III or on the C300 Mark II. It just makes it much more difficult because now you're used to getting this very, very bright screen that has all these different settings. that allow you to really punch in and really get a really critical focus on the monitor. So I really recommend this as a monitor. For me personally, I think I might actually pick one up and just use it as a monitor. I know it's probably more of an expensive monitor because I'm not using it for 4K, but the idea that you actually have it there, just in case you have a client who really wants the 4K raw video, then you have that option. But for me personally, I haven't had any clients who actually demand that. And the C300 Mark II has been perfectly fine with most of my shooting. But again, I think that this is a great solution for monitoring. And I might just pick one of these up. It's really cool. I really like it a lot. And I definitely recommend it if you're out in the market for a monitor. I hope this review was helpful. I hope it lets you, give you a little bit of insight about the Atomos Shogun Flame. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave those below. If I missed anything and you have any suggestions in something that I didn't do or that maybe would have helped me out, please leave those below as well, because I'm always interested in learning something new from you guys. I hope to see you guys again here soon, and have a good day.